Hey, Panther fans, and welcome into another edition of Inside Franklin Panther Sports. I'm George Young, and in studio today we've got the girls' head basketball coach, Scott Hartbarger, with us. Coach, it's good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me.
Basketball season is just around the corner. You guys will tip off on November 30th, and practice is just days away, depending on when you're watching this. You guys begin on October 30th, your first practice. Let's look back to last season, Coach.
Okay.
It was one of those seasons you knew coming in that you had a young team. And early on, you may take some lumps. You did. Midway through the season, it seemed like things started to click.
Right.
And you ended up winning the conference tournament championship. I know that had to be a tremendous accomplishment for this young group.
It was. I was very proud of them. They were able to, they kept battling. They hung in there. We made some changes defensively. We went to a matchup 2-3 zone to take advantage of our size and our length, and it really worked out. We got better rebounding position, and we were able to, just shut some teams down defensively with that. And Michaela Brewer was hurt, and she came back in the last 7 games when we went to that 2-3 zone, and it really helped us out.
And then you ended up matching up with Smokey in the first round of the playoffs. I know that probably wasn't what you had envisioned, but the way that the playoffs are seeded now, we're getting a lot of that. We're getting a lot of conference matchups in the first and second round, and you ended up playing pretty tough against that Smoky Mountain team, but ended up losing in the first round.
Right.
But your group pretty much is all back from last year.
Yes, sir. We have everybody back. We had 1 senior last year, so we have all returning starters, and we've got a pretty good group to give us some depth and be able to rotate people in and out. And we also have a really good freshman class coming in.
And spotlight a couple of those girls. You've got a lot of returners in the lineup.
Mm-hmm.
How is that all going to mesh with some of those freshmen and some of the girls from coming up from JV, you think?
I think it'll be great. I think that you can go out and give us everything you've got for as long as you can, and then we have enough subs to come off the bench and just keep you fresh. So we returned Nevaeh at point guard. She had a really good season for us last year. She took some lumps early, but as is all of them, as being as young as they were, they all it was growing pains for them. We also have Sierra back. We have Sydney back, and Kanan, and Michaela, all the starters back. So we're looking forward to being able to do some different stuff, maybe extend our pressure up a little bit since we're so deep in spots, and really put some pressure on some people.
That's been your calling card, Coach, the whole time that you've been at Franklin, your defense. And talk philosophy here for a moment. How difficult is it to maybe teach that, or to get young players to buy in to play in defense maybe first before worrying about offense?
We work really hard. A lot of time in practice is spent on our defense, and they know they have to buy into it, and that's where playing time is earned. And so we kind of base it on that, and it's a little different for the freshmen coming in, but they get it after a little bit of time in practice.
And on the level that Franklin plays in the 2A level of girls basketball, that pressure really has an effect on the other team, because a lot of the teams that you guys play, ball handling is an issue.
Yes, it is. And though we try to take advantage of that. Obviously, if we know that through a scouting report, if we know that their guards are weak handling the ball, then we'll extend it full court, and then try to just frustrate them into making poor decisions and taking quick shots.
Your JVs, you guys had a tremendous JV season last year, and this year I know that you're looking for some of those from last year to step up on this year's team, but you've got a deep bench, you've got a lot of returners, so that JV team this year is looking for some impressive things too.
Yes, the middle school, they did very well. Had a really good season last year, and all those girls are coming up. There's about 6 or 8 of them, and it's going to be, like Coach Plymouth said the other day, it could be exciting times, because all 4 teams could be pretty good.
And you've added somebody on your coaching staff this year, spotlight.
Justin Moffitt joined us this year. Of course, he played at Franklin, and he's lived in Franklin, and I think he'll be a great asset to our coaching staff.
Last year, the teams that we have seen for many, many years were the tops in the conference. Pisgah, you guys, Smoky Mountain. Those were the top three. Are you anticipating that to be the same this year? Who is going to be at the top of the conference, you think, at the end of the year?
I think last year, East Henderson had made a good run, but they had 7 seniors. So I think they'll drop off a little bit. Of course, we're always thinking that we can be in the top 3. Pisgah lost a girl inside, but they'll still be very tough, and Smoky Mountain will always be pretty good. So, Brevard, you never know, and going over to Hendersonville one year they beat us in the conference tournament JVs, and then the next year they didn't have a JV program. So we just don't know with them.
And in years past, scheduling, you have taken pride in, Coach, and getting your team prepared for the postseason, playing some top teams in the mountains in the pre-conference season. Is that what you're going to be doing this year?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We also go November 9th. We'll be going down to Freedom. We go to, it's called Super Saturday, and we play some really, really good competitions in scrimmages to get us ready for the season.
Well, it's always a pleasure to talk to you, Coach. It's hard to believe basketball season just around the corner.
Can't wait.
And I know that you're excited about this bunch.
Yes, I am. Very excited.
That's going to wrap things up for this week's edition of Inside Panther Sports. My thanks to head coach Scott Hartbarger of the girls basketball program joining us.